Welcome back to Tlachli Night in Mexico. Here at the break, the score still knotted at 0. What do you think the coaches are telling those young warriors in the dressing huts right now?
I don't know. Most of these guys are in a lot of pain right now, eh? They're probably just telling them to pray to the gods that they make it through the second half without getting maimed or killed. Neutral zone trap. We've covered how many games so far this season? 6?
5.5.
Yeah, whatever. We haven't seen one goal scored yet. Not one. Not even in the warm-ups. And it's not the neutral zone trap. It's the game. Tlachli's just too damn hard, folks. I mean, come on, look at that ball they're using. That Uli.
The Uli.
It's what I said. Yeah, the Uli's the size of a bowling ball, for crying out loud, and solid rubber. Imagine a hockey puck the size of a basketball. If these warriors are supposed to shoot this Uli through that stone hoops there way up on the wall. And how? Using only their hips and knees.
Well,
hips and knees! I tell you, it's pathetic. They look like some kind of crazy penguin dancing, wiggling, I don't know what.
Well, certainly goals are going to be few and far between, but these are the official rules, the same rules that the gods play by, and they have to use the sun as their ball.
Yeah, sure they do, but they're gods, eh? Yeah, they got experience at performing miracles. Maybe our guys would score more if they used the sun, too. At least you can get under it to lift it, but this is pointless.
Well, not really. I mean, even without goals, priests still use the results to predict the future.
Yeah, I'm not a priest, but I can tell you the future, eh? Yeah, if we don't start seeing some goals, no more Tlachli.
They had a full card down at the fights last night. Cockfights, bear baiting, pit bull fights, bull baiting. Marred, unfortunately, by a tragedy late in the bull baiting program.
Yeah, you had to bring that up, didn't you? Didn't I say I did want to talk about that?
Don is, like a lot of people, upset because Fury, arguably the top dog of all the dogs, was tossed by a bull and killed.
Yeah, I'm not going to get all sentimental or nothing like that there, but Fury was a great dog. Tough fighter, always mixing it up. It went right for the throat. Yeah, gonna miss him. Way to go, Fury.
Amen. Fury's death has renewed calls from some quarters for a ban on bull baiting.
What for? Bull baiting's good, clean family entertainment.
Well, unless you're a bull.
And besides, bulls are dangerous animals. Yeah, ever seen one in a china shop?
Well, how about maybe more protection for the dogs?
What? Dogs wearing little doggy helmets, maybe?
No, it's been suggested that the bull be hobbled.
Hobbled? Is that what I think it means?
It means tying off one leg.
Oh, okay, that's not bad.
Changes to the game have reduced the number of injuries. The extra pads, the high boards, the blunt ends on the sticks.
Yeah, this ticks me, eh? It's ruining the sport. When I played the game, we rode up, knocked the other guy off his horse, and fought to the end. Nowadays, they don't even call it jousting anymore. What's it called? Wilting?
Tilting. Tilting. The tilt is the high wall, the high boards that separate the opposing knights and horses.
Oh, yeah, that's another great part of the game that's gone, eh? Collisions. And these sissy knights, the lance don't even have a point. The lance they got now is just a stick with a blunt end. So you just knock the guy off his horse. What kind of sport is that?
Well, there have been very few fatal injuries anymore.
Yeah, exactly. No. Give me the good old days when the matches went all the way, right to sudden death overtime.
Okay, Don, Queen Isabella created controversy by suggesting that bullfighting is barbaric. And what...
Yeah, let me say this. Keep the government out of sport, all right? Bullfighting goes right back to the Romans, and nobody ever called them barbaric, did they?
Well, the Roman army was...
Yeah, army's right. Bullfighting is how our boys keeps their fighting skills up when there ain't no wars on. If the Queen don't like bullfighting, get us into a war.
Well, if she doesn't, you may.
What?
Nothing.
90210.
Because what happens is, the teams of knights get into these free-for-all fights, the melee, they call it. Am I pronouncing that right, melee?
Melee. It's French. The French invented the tournament, so we use their terminology.
Yeah, that was centuries ago. Can't we come up with our own names like Rock'em Sock'em or WWF Slamboree?
Well, you'll have to take that up with the French.
Hey, I don't want to get into no French-English dispute. Then hit him up the middle with your sword. Stab. Game over.
Good point. Well, the big tournament in London this weekend promises to be a dandy. Some very nice prizes and trophies to be handed out by Lady Bing.
Yeah, the top 3 guys will get some rubies or whatever, or diamonds, you know, but that's not what these guys are fighting for. Not for Lady Bing's trophies. No, I hear it's for Lady Bing herself. I mean, if guys are going to risk life and limb, might as well be for something worth winning. You had a look at her?
And quick thoughts on the church who are denying a Christian burial to any knights killed in these tournaments.
You know what that is? It's a disgrace, plain and simple. These tournaments are the training ground for the knights. This is where they learn their chops and their hacks and slashes and other good moves so they can go off on a crusade to the Middle East. And who are they crusading for? The church! They're training for crusades. They have a career-ending injury, namely death, and they don't get a Christian burial. You tell me what that is.
Choose again.
Calls to ban the quintain.
Okay, this steams me. I gotta watch what I say here, but I'm sick and tired of, the big bad quintain knocked my little prince off his horsey.
There have been career-ending injuries and a few deaths from the quintain. They're calling it a killer.
Killer? What is a quintain? What is it?
It's a mannequin that's...
Yeah, a mannequin that can swivel around right there. You smash your lance into its shield the right way, bang, you score. Yeah, you hit it the wrong way, it spins around, and a bag of flour swings up, knocks you off your keister there. And the quintain doesn't kill people. Bad jousting kills people. You 12, 13-year-olds out there who are coming up through the ranks, remember, don't blame your equipment.
That's nice.
So you think injuries are just a part of the game?
Look, hunting is a contact sport, all right? And hunting is there to prepare kids to move up to the major leagues, namely war. Yeah, better he get knocked off his high horse during training than during a war, maybe.
Speaking of war, what do you make of these new players who are coming down from the north, the Vikings?
These Viking guys can fight, I'll tell you that right there. Tough guys, brutal guys, hit us hard and fast and keep us off balance, eh? Always on the offense. Love those Swedish players. Let me tell you, nobody fights as hard as the Swedish player. Pow! Right on the skull, eh? Gets good wood on him, keeps his stick high, a clean shot all the way, and the big guy goes down. But the ref calls it. And the big guy wasn't even bleeding. He just had 2 huge bruises.
No one enjoys seeing a game end in goose egg.
Okay, what's next?
Well, Don, I know you were down at the county fair in Virginia, and you wanted to talk about the cudgeling championship.
Yeah, okay, this steams me, eh? Cudgeling is a great game, but they got guys from all 13 colonies, and there's no consistency. Yeah, some guys have oak sticks, some guys have pine, birch, maple, ash. The rules say your stick has to be oak. Oak!
Oak it is.
Yeah, and the pads these guys are wearing, the only pad you're allowed is a rope wound around your arm, eh? So your arm don't break when you're blocking shots like that there. Yeah, and it turns out some guys think to win, you gotta knock the other guy out, or break his jaw, or fracture his skull. Come on, the winner is the guy who breaks the other guy's skin with his cudgel.
That's why they call it drawing first blood.
I think it's a disgrace, I'll tell you that right now, and I'll tell you why. You don't need no mask, because you already got the sword. Fencing is sword fighting, not mask fighting. No real fencer's gonna wear a full mask to guard them against the swords.
The swords, as Don calls them, are of course the fencing foils.
Yeah? Foils?
Foils.
Well, they sure ain't swords, I can tell you that right now, eh? They got a dull, and they got a button on the end. A button! Oh, poor me, I got hit by a button. It's like some kind of sewing injury, eh? I'll tell you, nobody's getting hurt.
What about last night? They say George Robert Fitzgerald deliberately poked out the eye of an opponent.
Do we have time to show the replay?
Luckily, no.
Eel?
Yes.
The Pancratian match down in Knossos.
Yeah, okay, I'm gonna say this, I don't care. I'm down at the Pancratian, which as you know is a great sport, fighting where anything goes. Anything goes, right? So the referee stops the fight because Neiman, who's a great guy, he gouges out a guy's eye. One eye out and the ref calls it.
Well, the rules clearly state no gouging out eyes.
Rules? This is Pancratian. Anything goes. Arms get broken, legs get broken, rules get broken. Yeah, now we got these whining combat lawyers sobbing to the ref saying, it's all fun and games till somebody loses an eye. Come on, the ref end up controlling the game there, and suddenly it's not everything goes, it's just anything that will heal goes.
Fire.
Okay, I know a lot of fans are saying Daikon was born in Colonia, he should run for Colonia. But these guys, these athletes, compete in the Olympics for one thing and one thing only. Prizes. If the people of Colonia aren't going to cough up some prizes that a top-rate guy like Daikon deserves, then he should go to Syracuse. Otherwise, show him the money.
But different.
Don, let's move on. People once again are discussing the issue of nudity in sports.
Here we go again. Keep the nudity in sports. And not because the male form is a beautiful thing like them pederast poets say. No, we got to keep the nudity in to keep the women out. Yeah, we've seen it happen before, eh? The women dress up in men's clothes and sneak in to see their little boys compete. I tell you, it's disgraceful.
I agree with you, by the way, and I worry if fans and athletes wear uniforms, someone is going to start putting names and logos and mascots on them. Imagine the Athenian Mighty Ducks.
Oh, yeah, just want to say something to you fans who go down to Circus Maximus. I know you get all riled up by the spectacle and all like that there, but only yell at the chariot drivers, all right? You kids at home, listen up. Don't go yelling about no politics at a chariot race, or I'm telling you right now, you're going to end up like those hooligans.
Don is referring, of course, to a few weeks ago at the circus when hundreds of fans started complaining about their taxes and our beloved Emperor Caligula, in his wisdom, had them beheaded.
Yeah, sports and politics don't mix. Those fans aren't paying too much tax now, are they?
Nope. They got a rather large deduction right off the top. See you next.
Warning everyone to flee.
And of course, it turned into a terrible free-for-all.
Yeah, okay, I like horse fighting, eh? Yeah, the sight of two big animals being stirred up into a frenzy and then unleashed on each other, kicking and biting, that's good, clean Viking fun. But these coaches and trainers and handlers are working themselves up into a frenzy too. Yeah, they're getting all hysterical and getting their blood up, and then they start fighting and attacking each other. I don't want to see horse owner fighting, all right? I want to see horse fighting. They gotta control themselves. No frenzies, eh? No more.
Well, maybe the problem is that
Shut up!
And what about the new helmet rule? From now on, a knight can only wear one piece of silk from his lady for good luck. Apparently, one knight showed up with 10 pairs of silk panties on his head and no helmet. And I'm wondering, Don, if you... Well, it looks like I made a boo-boo and Don got the boo-boo. That's it for Coach's Cathedral.